Hey guys, welcome to Wagwan Apps. You can see we've got a Nest thermostatic, learning thermostat I should say, on a stand, running at the moment right in front of you. And what this video is going to show you is how to change the Farsight settings. So what we're going to do is wait for it to time out. Okay, it was about to time out, but I think it sensed some movement from my knee maybe. So it's got a sensor, it's got a Farsight sensor which can detect movement in from a certain distance, and I think it's also got a near sight sensor which can detect movement at close range, and I'll show you why or what the difference is. So now you can see it's timed out. Now if I walk past or move my hand past the sensor like that, you can see it's lit up with the time. Now I've asked it to show a digital time, and if it detects near sight movement, you get the date displayed as well, whereas if it's far sight movement you'll get the timing but in much bolder letters. But because the camera's so close, I think it's just thinking that everything's near, which is obviously is, but normally if it's near you'll see you'll get the date as well, and the clock. But if it's far sight, if you're much further away, you'll get the time, only the time display, but in much bolder and bigger font. Okay, but let's say we want to show something else. Let's see what the options on Farsight are. Okay, so if I click this bad boy, and then I do this again, and then what we do is we roll around to settings. Okay, we'll fly through the settings and we'll go to display settings here. So now you can see it says display Farsight setting is set to digital clock. So let's have a look. What other options we have? So we say use Farsight. Okay, so you could say okay, show. Right, you could say show me the target temperature. So if we set that, and that's on by default. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and say done. And then we're going to scroll back to the main screen. So what you'll see is when it times out, if it detects any movement, it will show you the target temperature that the system is aiming to reach. Now with the Nest, if the target if the Nest has activated the boiler system, the Nest display will be in orange. So right now it's in black with a black background. Okay, you can see it's timed out. Oh shit, it's come back. So let's move this away. Let's just move it a bit further. And what we'll do is we'll just raise the camera a bit so you guys can see this a bit better. Okay, so we'll wait for it to time out again, and hopefully. Okay, so it's going to time out any second. Jamal, time out, Jamal. Okay, come on. Maybe it can still sense some movement. Alright, there. Now, if I move past, it will show the target temperature. There you go. So it's showing that, you're at 15. With a Farsight, it will show you, it won't show you the dial, it will just show you the number in big, bold letters. But let's try something else. Let's try something a bit more fancy. Okay, go back to display. There you go, you see it says Farsight target temperature. So let's change that to, well, current temperature you've got. And I showed you digital clock, you saw that at the start. So let's have a look at weather, and then we'll look at the analog clock. So now we say okay, done. Go back to the main screen. So this is not a touch screen, by the way, but it's like a push button. So when you push it, the Nest kind of clicks. You see that? So now what we'll get is when it times out and then it detects any movement, it will show you the weather. Now remember, obviously this Nest is a Nest system, so it's connected to the net. It can retrieve all the weather information that it needs. It knows what the outside temperature of it is based on its location. It knows, obviously it knows what the inside is because it's got a temperature control, a temperature sensor. So hopefully it will time out again, and this time when you walk past, or in my case wave my hand, it will show me the weather. There you go. So it's saying, look, 7 degrees right now. You can see it rotating, and then at 6 o'clock it's going to be 5. At 10 o'clock it's going to be 5. In the morning it's going to be 5. So you can have that display as well if you want. So any movement detected, it will, near sight it will show you the extra information. Far sight it will show you the main information but in bold. Okay, so it's pretty slick, right? So let's go. This is the one I actually kind of like a lot, so I'm going to show you this. I've been saving it to the end. Okay, so go back to brightness is medium is fine. So we'll go back to Farsight. We're going to say analog clock. And it would be nice if you could add your own skins or something like that, but for the average person, this is really, really good. Obviously, I'm a bit of a techie, and I got smartwatches and stuff, and I can customize the display or the face of the dial. That'd be so cool if we could upload our own ones. But even this, for everyday use, is pretty sick. So we're going to wait for it to time out again, and this time when we walk past or move our hand, and it will be the near sight that's being detected, not the Farsight sensor. So you get a bit more information or a bit more animation on the screen. So hey, wait for it. So this is why I've put it on a stand, because I want to put it by the bed so I can actually see the time at night by, you know, a little hand signal. Come on, here we go. Time out. So it should time out any minute, any second I should say. But I have to be so still because it's actually quite a sensor. It's quite a sensitive sensor, I should say. There you go. Okay, so now if it detects any movement, okay, hand past it. There you go, clock, analog clock. How cool is that? So now you can see it's an analog clock. You can see the date's being displayed. With the Farsight, because it's close range, you get a bit more animation. You get the date being displayed. When it detects that you're further away, it shows you the dial, but in much bolder and more clearer, crisper display, so you can see it from further away. But when you're that close, you can obviously see it's got good animation, and it's got the date displayed. So I thought this is a really, really nice feature to have on the Nest. I think it's really cool, especially because you can buy the stand for it. And if you look at one of my previous videos, you can it shows you how to the unboxing of this stand and the construction of how to add the Nest onto the stand. It took literally a minute. It was so easy, and it allows the Nest to rather be on the wall, which I have one downstairs on the wall. It allows it to just sit on your table, on your shelf, by your sofa, by your bed, anywhere you want. And in this case, it's just going to run as a clock. And if I want to go to the temperature, I just tap it, and it's back. It's back in business, and I can do my thing. And I can say, look, man, turn the heating on. Now the heating's on. That's why it's gone orange. But right now, because no one's at home upstairs, I've got it set, except for me, obviously, I've got it set to like eco mode, you know, and around 5 o'clock, this thing's going to go into full power. Put the heating on at full power to warm the house up, because it's freezing outside. It's like -1. But with this bad boy system that I've got with multi-zones and the multi-nests, it's actually really, really efficient from what I can see so far. I've been running it for a few days, but I love it. Anyway, it's all about the stand. It's all about the stand and all about the Farsight dials, or the faces you can get for Farsight. And this is probably the coolest or the nicest looking one. The digital clock is quite cool as well, but this one actually has a bit more character to it, I think. But anyway, there you go. I hope you like this video. I'll try and post some more stuff related to the Nest thermostats and how they work and whatever. But please like the channel, please sub the channel, please like the video and share it with your mates, and I will catch up with you guys later. Any questions, any messages, or anything you want me to try, just give me a shout on the YouTube messages, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as. Peace out.